I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Drop Zone Podcast with your hosts Anthony Young and Jeff Walsh. How you doing today, bud?
Doing pretty good. Everyone's favorite dynamic duo is back after a week hiatus. Um, but yeah, I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing today?
Uh, Not too bad. Still have a lingering part from the migraine from yesterday, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday.
That's good. We apologize for everyone that we missed last week. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Um, and yeah, we are back and better than ever.
So, what we got on the docket for today?
Yeah, well, we missed last week, so if there's anything that I think about to want to talk about last week, we can. And then we got this week 14 in the NFL season, another eventful week in the NFL, as it has been every week in the NFL this season. It's been a very weird and crazy NFL season. So let's get right into it. Ready?
Yep, let's get it.
All right, we're gonna start off on the Thursday night football. Cowboys and Lions. Uh, Dak kind of pooped his pants in an important game like he normally does. Every time it's in a win and you can have a good chance of making it to the playoffs happens. Yeah, he plays a game like this. He goes 31 for 47, 376, one touchdown and two interceptions. Javonte Williams had a rushing touchdown. CeeDee Lamb was balling out until he got his concussion in the third quarter and he didn't return. He had two receptions for 121 yards. And Ryan Flournoy, 9 receptions for 115 yards and a touchdown. And I will talk about George Pickens in a second. Lions QB, he did right. Jared Goff, 25 for 34, 309 and a touchdown. Montgomery had a rushing touchdown. And this guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's just a completely different kind of animal out there on the field. He's putting up numbers close to Barry Sanders. Um,
He's he's basically Barry Sanders on crack. Well, not.
yeah,
Let me
he,
rephrase that. Barry Sanders on steroids.
yeah, he is the modern day version of Barry Sanders at the moment for that Lions team. 12 carries, 43 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 receptions, 77 yards. James Williams had 7 receptions for 96 yards, and Amon-Ra surprisingly did play uh, on Thursday after getting injured in the Thursday night football game on Thanksgiving when he was doubtful pretty much all week long. He had 6 for 92 yards. Um, Lions were able to do whatever they wanted. It was a completely different Cowboys defense than what we were seeing in the previous weeks. Um, but that everyone was getting very excited about, including myself, because I thought Williams was a great addition. I thought Logan Wilson was a good addition, and again, all those pieces will come into play next year. And it showed in this game that the offense, where it is elite, it has issues, and one of the issues is George Pickens right now. His effort. I don't know if you watched that game on Thursday, but his effort on the on some of his routes were really piss poor.
Hey,
Um,
Brian.
I don't know if you saw, but he was jogging on a lot of his routes. He wasn't really putting in the full effort. Um, I don't understand that. the Cowboys are now seeing maybe why the Steelers got rid of him because it was years of just not giving his all when he really should be. And it was at points in the game where CD wasn't in the game anymore, and George had to step up like he did when CD was out with an injury this year. So he needs to straighten up. I don't understand why he wasn't putting in the full effort. A good win for the Lions at home to keep their playoff chances alive in Dallas. Really, really put their playoff chances in jeopardy with this loss on Thursday.
Um, yeah, I caught some of the game. I didn't watch the full game. Yeah, the Dallas defense was basically the defense from the beginning of the season, which is the defense we've seen compared to the ones that we've seen from like the past couple of weeks, where it looks like they actually got their defense together. But as far as yeah, I mean, like I always says, the Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen, and surprise, surprise, it happened. J- Pickett didn't help. Um, he looked very disinterested. I don't know if there's a problem going on between him and CD Lamb, but yeah, when those two are on the field together, you can tell there's a disconnect between those two receivers. And so yeah, it's just like I said, just wait. They're gonna fall apart. They always do. It's December.
Yeah, and he's always had an attitude problem, and we all know that. As a Steelers fan, I know that quite well. Had an attitude problem if things don't go his way, but it doesn't make sense. This is a contract year for him. If you want, and he hasn't improved. He's been playing a number one wide receiver all year long with CD being out. Um, this contract year, I would expect him to put in full effort every play to show other teams and the Cowboys why they should sign him to what he's going or what he should get paid. Because I think he's talented beyond uh, his years and belief, and he just needs to change that attitude problem. And until then, teams are going to really refrain from signing him to the major contract that he has earned. Anything else on that game, Tony?
No, not really.
All right. Da. To my Steelers. Now, if we did go live last week, I think my room would have been upside down. I wouldn't have been in the locker room here. I would be in my torn upside down room. Because last week we got bum rushed by the Bills. Um, I'll talk about my thoughts on the whole firing Rodgers and for Rodgers firing Tomlin. They booed Renegade last week at home. I'll talk about that after talking about this game. Steelers Ravens, we win miraculously 27-22. I'll admit it, the refs really kind of gave us this game because that is a likely catch was a touchdown. I'll admit it as a Steelers fan. Uh, Rodgers won 23-34, 284, touchdown. He also had a rushing touchdown in this game, and he hit them with a discount double check. That was awesome. Gainwell had a rushing touchdown. Jalen Moore had a receiving touchdown, and DK Metcalf. Holy shit, we used DK Metcalf, man. What do you know? We remember that days on the team. He had three 20-plus yard receptions. We didn't have one as a team in the whole month of November. Oh my god. The average is 148 yards. Finally. Our offense looks so much better than the entire month of November. Like, I don't understand like where it was. Lamar, 1935 to 18, one touchdown, one interception. He also had a rushing touchdown himself. That's his first rushing touchdown since I think week one. He's just has not looked like himself all year. Derrick Henry had 25 carries for 94 yards. Keaton Mitchell also had 76 yards rushing. Isaiah Flowers 124 yards receiving, and Isaiah likely had a touchdown. And again, he could have had two touchdowns, but with about 2.5 minutes left, he caught a ball in the end zone. Looked like he did catch it. It was a catch, but it got knocked out of his hands, and the ref ruled it a incomplete pass. The refs need to change this, or not refs, but the league needs to look at this catch rule and really think long and hard about it. Because I'll be honest, it might have costed the Ravens their playoff chances. Because their schedule is really, really tough coming up. To where it's almost like they almost need to win out to even make it. This again, I like our Steelers offense. It looked a lot better. Our defense looked good. It didn't look like the trash defense that we've been seeing all year long. Very opportunistic, like we always are. I'm very happy with the team that we were able to win. And again, I'll talk about the whole Tomlin thing in the Bills game after you get your thoughts in on this game.
Um, I knew this game was going to come down to the wire, just from the way both teams were going playing. Well, just by the way both teams were playing. Um, you're right. Lamar Jackson doesn't look the same ever since that hamstring injury. It seems like he's not 100% and he's nursing it. For this to be his first rushing touchdown since what was it, week one, and we're now going into what, week 14, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, something's not right. Um, to see Aaron Rodgers come, with that rushing touchdown and pull out the double discount, double check was awesome. Um, didn't expect that for sure.
Well, not on my bingo card for that game. That's for fucking sure.
I don't think any of us was expecting that. Um, with the 4 games left in the season, I got a feeling the Steelers is going to win the division. Baltimore, it's going to be rough, and they got to play the Steelers one more time at I believe it's the last game of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
So it's going to be. I mean, Baltimore really needed to win this game, and I mean, it was Cincinnati losing, and Cleveland's not even a factor. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh should have the division. I mean, unless they collapse.
Yeah, I mean, I it's not like I can't see it happen because we have started to collapse the season. Speaking on Lamar, ever since he came back, he's been on the injury report every week. Since he's been back, he's been on there with knee soreness, ankle, toe, and ankle as all the injuries, and he missed practice Wednesday for an undisclosed reason. So I don't really know. Like, I don't think any of us really know what's going on with him and what his deal is with all these injuries that keep popping up on the injury report. Now, to my Steelers, I definitely want your thoughts on this because it was a lot of news throughout the sports world. Not last Sunday, but Week 13 weekend, we played the Bills. It was an ugly, ugly game. The Bills ran for. I have in my notes here. Because I was ready to go off last week, and I was definitely I was I was pissed. We were outrushed the Steelers by 191 yards. They ran all over us. There was no looking like we needed to, or like we were going to change anything of our scheme. And the whole fire Tomlin thing,
which is
I
fucking
wasn't.
stupid.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of on board with it last week, but this week he looked like he really got just into this team. And as I listen, do you guys even want to be a part of this team? Do you guys want to make the playoffs? Because that performance against the Bills is not gonna cut it. And if we play like this against our division rival, the Ravens, we have no shot of even trying to make that playoffs. And you could tell that he really let, let laid into them. I wouldn't say fire him, but something's got to change. As a Steelers fan, something's got to change. Oh my goodness, Jason.
Holy hell!
It has been a while since we've seen Jason.
It's been a couple of months.
The fucking troublemaker himself. Um, so, something's gotta change. Bring somebody new in. I don't think that there's a title like this in the NFL, but like an assistant OC or an assistant head coach. Because my God, like we can't keep going 9-8, 10-7 with the with this team. We got to get younger somewhere. If it's a younger head coach, maybe then fine. If it's younger on the field, then fine. Because we can't do it year after year after year anymore. We can't. I'm getting tired of it. I know a lot of Steelers fans are getting tired of it. I see it all over social media. We're all tired of the same old spiel every single year, and we've literally choked the division away to where it is this close now. We've looked terrible in a lot of games. And for Steelers fans to boo Renegade at home against the Bills, that's when you know it's at an all-time low. Because Renegade is a staple. I was there when they played it against the Bengals. The place went nuts. But Steelers don't play it when, or just because it's a tradition, when we're getting our asses kicked and we can't stop the run. When they ran two run plays the entire game, and they were successful on every single play. They didn't change. We didn't change. It looked terrible against the Bills. We looked again a lot better against the Ravens. Our offense looked so much better. Our defense looked so much better. So I'm gonna hold back on the whole get rid of Tomlin, but something has to change there in the organization.
Yeah, we don't have much on it because that's your team. You follow that team a lot closer and more than I do. Um, the one thing I do have to agree with is that team does need to get younger, mostly on the field, especially on the defensive side. You can't be bringing in all these older guys and That's been in the league for basically double digits now, and expect them to hold up. It's not going to happen. It has never happened, and is never going to happen. That team needs to get younger in the secondary. What they had, I mean, when the season before the season started, they were, and then they traded everybody for all these old guys.
So we're gonna talk about the game in a second, Jay.
um, you got to find they got to find a franchise quarterback. They have to. I mean, there is no choice. Aaron Rodgers is what 42 years old now. He's not going to hold up anymore. So you got to find a franchise quarterback. I mean, I don't care if you find it in the draft or you make a trade for one, but you need to find a franchise quarterback.
The thing is, we had one in Justin Fields and we let him walk. Um, Again, if we are going to get, oh yeah, I'm all right. I'm I am quite good. The guy who injured himself while using a stretch band, you can keep him. If you are gonna get older people on defensive end, use their strength, which is their mind. They're football smart. Their body can't keep up with them, but their football intelligence, use that to the advantage. All right, since Jay is here, let's get to the Colts and Jags game. Uh, I do not wish injury on nobody, and I know you don't either. Um, I don't want Kirk Cousins either. Um,
I mean, we can
Tony,
send you back Russell Wilson.
I'm good. I don't want him. Um,
I kind of would agree with that. Kyler Murray would be interested in Pittsburgh.
yeah, because I mean his time in Arizona is pretty much done. They have
Yeah.
shut him down. I think he's healthy, but they just shut him down and said, "Listen, we don't really want you no more." So that would definitely be interesting. Um, I kind of like it. Uh, but I mean, we'll see what we'd have to give up to get him. Um, Tony, I know you don't wish injury on nobody, but Daniel Jones, 5 for 7, 60 yards, a touchdown or interception, and unfortunately, he tore his Achilles in the first quarter of the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars while nursing a torn or a broken fibula on his other leg. So the leg where he tore his Achilles on is trying to do more, and unfortunately, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah. I don't wish injuries, but on anybody, but he should have never been in the game. No matter how you look at it, you got a quarterback that's already has a leg injury, and then you send him out there with that injury, knowing he's going to be very cautious and protective, and especially with a quarterback, a lot of this, movement uh, involves their legs. You need your legs to throw the ball down the field and everything like that. When you already have a leg injury, so now you're protecting that, and you're basically kind of, cautious of everything around you. You're going to make sure you don't do anything else to hurt yourself. And long and behold, that's when you end up getting a more serious injury. Points in case he tore his Achilles. I mean, excuse me. I mean, granted, we've seen Achilles go multiple times in you know basketball, football. That's just the one injury that you really can't prevent against. But he should have never been out there last this past game. I understand that Anthony Richardson is out because this idiot somehow ruptures his orbital socket with one of those rubber elastic bands, training bands. So now you're down your backup, and now you're bringing in. You're forced to bring a 44-year-old Philip Rivers. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Uncle Phil, he's more like Grandpa Phil. He's a grandfather. I talked with Jay yesterday at work about this. Um, you're Russell Wilson, Jay? Yeah, yes. So the third string quarterback, and Riley Leonard, he got injured with a knee injury, and they're kind of forced to have Phil Rivers come back. Now, like I told Jay last or yeah, like last night about the Colts, I see their point of view. Wow, I see their point of view about why they would bring back Philip Rivers. He knows the offense, and it's the same offense he's played his whole career. But from Philip Rivers' aspect, is he trying to die out there on the field? Did you see the remaining schedule? It's
Exactly.
it's the Seahawks, Niners, Jags, and Texans to finish off the season. I don't know if he's going to make it past the first series against the Seahawks. Dexter, Dexter, Demarcus, whatever one, is going to destroy him. That Seahawks defense is going to eat him alive.
And if he does make it past them and gets past San Fran and Jacksonville defense has greatly improved as well. You end in the season against Houston, the best defense in the league.
Yeah, that's shutting down everybody. They shut down the Chiefs this past week, which
We'll
we'll
get
talk
to
about
that.
in a bit.
Ooh, can't wait to get to that.
I'm so happy. Um, that defense alone could take them to the Super Bowl. And for Philip, like, you have like 9 kids, I get it, but like, don't die. Does he have to pay something back to the league of like, listen, just let just let me play. I don't understand it from their point of view or from that. The Colts, I would have called Tom Brady, being like, listen, I know you're a part owner of the Vegas Raiders. Just come back and play under a new name or something. Just call yourself Brady Tom, and we're good. And you can play these 4 games. A name that one of my coworkers brought up. I want to see your thoughts on this one. Cam Newton. He's a mobile quarterback. That is a no saying about Tom Brady. Cam Newton is a mobile quarterback. Wow.
Yeah, but
Um,
Cam Newton, uh, he's been out of the league. He's been out of the league longer than Philip Rivers have.
they might have retired same year actually because Rivers last played in 2020. I don't know. I don't remember when Cam had his thing with the Patriots. I thought it was, I don't remember because they were bad for these past few years, but I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that you could have called, but Philip Rivers wouldn't have been my number one choice. That's all I'm gonna say. That is not what would have been my number one choice. Uh, they got to get this run game going, and against these stout defenses, I don't see that happening. It's just not all Daniel Jones' fault in this regard. That run game these past 3 to 4 weeks has not been what it was at the beginning of the year. Well, let's be honest. And in the games that they lose, if they lose because they can't get that run game started. You see against the Steelers made Daniel Jones try to beat them, and he couldn't do it.
But
That's been his issue throughout his whole career. Again, I know a lot of quarterbacks need a running game to be successful, but with Daniel Jones, that is such such an important thing. He needs a run game to be successful. We saw that in New York when the game in the games where Saquon wasn't effective and the teams made Daniel Jones have to beat him. He wasn't that guy to do it. It's no offense to him. Hopefully, a team are out there or the Colts give him his bag because he earned it this year. He played really well this year. He just struggled in these past few weeks. Again, he was laboring a broken fibula. I'm shocked he was out there. I don't think he should have been out there in these past
exactly.
few weeks. So this injury could have been avoided for this guy. But he's a fighter and he understands there's not much behind him. So it's almost like he was kind of forced to go out there for his team, which I commend and I applaud. But now, if you're Colts, you're bringing in a guy in Philip Rivers who's older than his head coach and his offensive coordinator. And his center, I saw something. His center was a month and a few days old when Philip Rivers was drafted. So, because they didn't have the necessary people behind Daniel Jones in case he got injured, which he's been an injury-prone quarterback throughout his entire career, the Colts fucked up in this regard to bring back a 44-year-old Philip Rivers. I just don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of bad choices to me that could have been avoided in this. And now that, again, like I said, that they are bringing back, they're bringing back a little grandfather.
Well, the best way that all this could have been avoided was one, Anthony Richards needs to stay away from elastic stretch bands because obviously he don't know how to fucking use them. That's number one. Number two, Daniel Jones should have never been on the field. And three, I mean, and I'm not saying this to rub the salt in any wounds, but I said it all season long. If you have to rely on Daniel Jones to carry your team, it's not going to happen. Yes, he's great when the running game is working, but like I said, if you have to rely on him to make the big plays, make a key throw, it's not going to happen. That's just not him.
And I know you've seen it. He's been a guy that gets injured a lot. You've seen it firsthand, and I said it sometime on the podcast that this year he will get injured. And what are they going to do at the QB spot after him? Again, for his sake, I hope that he does get paid because I think he earned it. He had a good control of his offense, and just was laboring a broken fucking leg at that point, and he wasn't looking good. Again, he's in a contract year this year. Hopefully, he gets his bag, or at least some of a bag, because I know But I know that Jason really wants him back next year, but he won't be back until I don't know, maybe week 5 next year. Could
It's gonna be longer than that.
Yeah, it might be longer than that. So again, and this all could have been avoided. It really could have been if the Colts had a better backup plan other than Riley Leonard. Or I mean, Anthony Richardson is fucking on IR because he fucking was playing with the fucking elastic band. All right, JLC, you didn't sleep yet, you fucking animal. That's what shocked me. All right, the next game is the Snow Globe Bowl that was on Sunday. Could be ready, but again, those kind of injuries, you don't want to rush them back. You really don't. Face injury that you just don't mess around with. Again, we got the Snow Globe Bowl, Bengals and Bills. What a exciting game this was. The 34-39 Bengals kind of just choked this game away, and Joe Burrow had 2 costly interceptions.
Kinda. There was no kinda about it.
But yeah, they choked this game away. And their crappy ass defense reared its ugly head again. And Joe Burrow, when you get some good out of him, you get some bad out of him. Had a 63-yard interception return against him for a touchdown. That was a terrible pass, by the way. That was bad. But other than that, he went 23 for 36, 284, and 4 touchdowns. Again, he had the 2 receptions in the second half. Chase Brown, 12 carries, 23 yards, touchdown. He also had a receiving touchdown. T. Higgins caught 2 touchdowns on 92 receiving yards. Mike Gesicki had 6 yards for 86 yards and a touchdown. And Ja'Marr Chase, 5 receptions for 44 yards. Josh Allen looked like the MVP from last year. 22, 28, 251, 3 touchdowns. Also a rushing touchdown on 78 yards. He had 40 of those yards on a rushing touchdown. Somehow the Bengals defense said, I actually really don't care if you run all over us, Josh Allen. That's fine. And just let him run for a fucking touchdown from 40 yards out. Dawson Knox, 93 receiving yards. Duncan Cater, touchdown receiving. And like I said, linebacker Christian Benford had the 63-yard interception return for a touchdown. Again, as a Steelers fan, I love when the Bengals lose. The Bills are just, I don't know about this team no more. They are really up and down this year. I mean, yes, they beat us. We look terrible. But there's games where the Bills just look absolutely atrocious. I mean, we saw them lose to the Dolphins this year. They already lost to the Patriots this year, which they play this upcoming week in Foxborough, which is going to be definitely a very interesting game. Bengals playoff hopes are pretty much done and over with. They had a chance, and they just, like I said, I was being nice, and they choked it away in this game. Yeah, and the Snow Globe Bowl, that was pretty much one of the highest scoring games of the whole week. So Bills keep their playoff chances going, and the Bengals pretty much lose all hope on the playoffs this year.
Yeah. I really don't have much on this game. It was just Cincinnati need to do something about their defense.
We've been saying that for years. We've
I
been
mean,
saying that for fucking years.
between them and Dallas, those two are like running for worst defense of the year award. And I actually think Cincinnati's defense is worse than Dallas.
Yeah, because they have no pass rush. They have none. 0.
They have no pass rush. They can't stop the run, obviously. They can't stop the pass either. I mean, what can that defense really do? I mean, you could go through the defensive line, the linebackers, and secondary, and you can't say one stands out more than the other. At least with Dallas, you can go through Dallas. You goes, okay, yeah, the defensive line really struggles against the run, but they do have a pass rush. The secondary isn't that great, but the secondary somehow still creates turnovers. We can't say that about Cincinnati.
No. The secondary had been playing better recently, but that was just terrible this past week. And that means that Lamar and the Ravens should have a field day, but somehow, with how we've seen Lamar play and the whole Ravens team play recently, who knows what this game is going to be like on Sunday. This Ravens team should slaughter this Bengals defense. But the Ravens should have beaten the brakes off the Jets and a few other teams that they played recently, and they haven't. Uh, that's how I know something's wrong with Lamar. He's not beating these teams badly like he should, like this Ravens team should. So again, definitely an important game for the Ravens coming up against the Bengals, who, for all intents and purposes, their chances of making the playoffs are low. So I know they will have no problem trying to get rid of the Ravens now as well.
But here's the thing: because it's a divisional rival game, those games are always close.
Hmm.
I mean, very rarely you see blowouts unless it's involving Cleveland. But even they're starting to make the games close.
Yeah, Sanders actually looked good on Sunday. I know it was the Titans defense, but he looked like a command of the offense, making good plays. Again, he just needs to shut the fuck up and go out there and play football. And I have no problem with it. I've been on my tangents about him many
Yes,
times.
you have.
Just shut up and play football. That's all I ask. And he didn't shut up and he wasn't playing football, so that wasn't helping. But I mean, the Browns fumbled the entire situation there at that spot.
Yeah.
Fucking having Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and then this guy didn't even get any fucking reps at all until it was time to play. It's like it's like Tony. It's like I go to your job and I watch people work, but I never actually do the work. And then the entire staff calls off, and then they're like, "All right, Jeff, you're in." And I'm like, "But what? I didn't. I don't even know how to set the phone yet." Like, so the Browns really fucked him over on that one, but he's doing good. He's playing good, even though they lost to the god awful Titans. It was still a good game, and they still played well. Now to the NFC North, the Bears and the Packers. This game was really close. It was a good game. This game told me a lot about the Bears that I needed to know. Even though they lost, the team still played well at Lambeau against the Packers, against a really good team and defense. They did play well. Caleb, he had a good game until that last interception, which it was a good ran play uh, for the fourth down in the red zone. It was amazingly run, amazingly executed, and just Keyshawn Nixon really made it a spectacular interception. He was guarding DJ Moore on the underneath, and Loveland was open in the end zone, and he just drifted back and made an incredible interception. But other than that, Caleb, 1935, 26 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with the interception. DeAndre Swift, 63 rushing yards. Kyle Monangai, 57 uh, receiving yards. That Bears backfield is like a dynamic duo now with Swift and Manangai. Uh, as he gets, I think he's a rookie. In his second year,
Excuse me.
this running back core is going to be really strong for that Bears team, which is going to be important for Caleb Williams. Luther Bird had 67 receiving yards. Cole Kmet had 42, and Chris Loveland had a receiving touchdown. Packers, Jordan Love, 17-25, 234, 3 touchdowns, 1 reception. Josh Jacobs had 86 rushing yards and a touchdown. Christian Watson, ever since he's came back, has been the number one wide receiver for this team and has been desperately needed by Jordan Love. 4 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bo Melton had 1 reception for 45 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Love, I need to see you have this kind of game against a good defense. I understand my Steelers defense is supposed to be elite. We haven't been this year, so that don't count. Bears defense has been known to suck. I need to see him play like this against a good team. Not not a good team, but a good defense.
Yep.
Because every time he plays a good defense, he somehow he just looks really bad. Um, but again, from the Bears side of things, again, I'm very impressed with this team. They look a lot better than I really thought they were going to going into Lambeau Field, and they were able to hold their own. And again, they only lost by 7. Could have went to overtime if it wasn't for an incredible play in the end zone by Nixon. So again, a lot to be said about this Bears team. That and a lot of people are still doubting because they're all like, oh, look who we beat. Like, look who they beat. Like, look at their schedule. Don't matter. They're just playing who's on their schedule. They can't help it. So, again, for them to put up a valiant effort against this, a lot of people are calling a Super Bowl favorite Packers team is impressive, even though they lost.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this Bears team, I think they only had one bad loss on the season so far, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's against the Lions.
But in every game, I mean, the game's been close. So for people to sit there and say, "Well, look at yeah, they don't make the schedule. The NFL makes the schedule. They just play who's in front of them." And people also got to remember, you got a first-time head coach in Ben Johnson, who's taking a kid that's is on he's on his third head coach.
Yeah, he served as coach in 2 years.
So I mean, the fact that he got this team playing the way they're playing says a lot to begin with. Obviously, you can tell he changed the culture of the locker room. He got the players believing in him. He got the players believing in his system, and they're believing in each other, which is actually what's making this team look better every week. When you start believing in each other, I mean that says a lot because now you say, "Hey, you're proving to me I can count on you." And against a team I mean, let's face it, on paper, the Packers should have blown the Bears out, which is why the game's not played on paper.
Again, a lot of people I think are not even considering everything that you mentioned. That Ben Johnson is his first time head coach. Caleb Williams is on his third quarterback in 2 years because the fucking Bears were stupid and they kept Eberflus. and then got rid of him, and then gave uh, Caleb an interim head coach, and then they got rid of him, or then they just hired Ben Johnson. Um, Caleb, everyone wanted to write off as a big bust. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember that? That was just last year. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's a bust. He's terrible. He's awful. He's this. He's that." That was his first year under the worst head coach I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Give him a good head coach and look what happens. Like, look, he's looked incredibly better. He's not taking sacks like he did last year. He's he's not turning the ball over like he did last year. He's looking so much better. And again, Ben Johnson came out and said, listen, we're gonna need to start from ground one, basics, his footwork, and we will get better from there. And he is, and he's getting better each and every week. So this Bears team, even if they don't make it far in the playoffs, it's a great stepping stone for them this year to just keep building momentum to just have many years of success because Ben Johnson is a very young head coach and Caleb is again only in his second year, so a lot of upside for this Bears franchise right now.
I agree.
Oh, here we go, Tony. We are happy about this one. The Texans and the Chiefs. I think a dynasty has fallen, Tony. The Swifties dynasty has fallen.
I won't say it has fallen. I'm gonna say it's taken a step back.
I just don't see them recovering after this year. I think they're I think they're starting to pack it in on this team.
Well, we got to look at it this way. Number one, Travis Kelsey, he's pretty much done. You could tell in that game, you could tell his mind wasn't fully on the game. There was so many easy passes that he dropped, or had it bounce off his head for an interception.
His head, shoulder pad,
His
head,
back,
shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes.
and I don't know if you was watched the game, but did you see when the cameras pointed to him how dejected he looked, like he was literally just sitting there zoned out, not even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. His brain ain't there. His head ain't there.
He's too busy thinking about his damn wedding. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I was the one who said this was going to be the downfall of this team. When they announced it right before the season started that they was getting married, I said, "Yep, this is going to be the downfall of the team."
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the games that they're losing this year, they won last year because things went their way last year, and they're not going their way this year. Patrick Mahomes had the worst game of his NFL career. He went 14
Yes.
33, 160, and 3 interceptions. Um,
Well, he went through a stretch where he had, what was it, 9 incomplete passes or interception.
hmm He was. This team looked terrible, and it's that Texas defense, man.
Well,
Um,
yes, Texas, but a lot of it was just them just not concentrating.
yeah,
Rasheed
they're
Rice,
dropping balls.
Rasheed
They
Rice,
have.
that easy. If he completes that pass, that's a first down. The game's, and he drops it. Their defense was in the second half was unfucking believable.
hmm
Kansas defense was they was matching Houston like step for step.
That's why I'm saying I think this team or this dynasty is taking a huge step back. Because I know that you don't like Travis. I understand that. But do you think they're going to find somebody like him, his talent, to replace him if he calls it quits at the end of this year?
I mean, probably not.
So that's a huge blow to that offense. These receivers and running backs catch the damn ball.
Yeah,
They
they
are
have what,
third,
seven drop passes?
they are third in drops in the league. They have like 20 or 30 drop passes. That's not helping. They have almost no run game. I mean, they had one decent run game this season, and it's one they ran Hunt for like 30 times and for
And
100 and some odd yards.
what's happened to Pacheco?
They just got I don't know. He ran I think he ran for 12 times as well, and it was for like a little less than 30. Whoa. Sorry, I just went on ESPN. Ex-Michigan head coach was detained by police after firing. Sharon Moore, who was fired as Michigan's head football coach Wednesday, was detained by police and then turned over from investigation into potential charges. Wow. Being a Michigan fan, that's what the fuck. Let's see if I can. I just want to see Isaiah's stat line because they're like not using him at all. That's a great point. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
exactly.
fuck. Like I know he came back off injury, but they are not using him. He rushed for 9 times for 30 yards, and in the receiving game, he didn't even have a reception. So they're not using
So
him.
I,
And
I,
the team,
I mean,
CJ hasn't even been playing well.
and the thing
Your boy
is,
CJ Stroud hasn't even been playing well. He's just making the right plays at the right time.
and I don't want to question, a potential guaranteed Hall of Famer Andy Reid, but some of his play calling was questionable. I mean,
Again, that's sorry, but you good. Sorry.
I know you have faith in Patrick Mahomes and everything, but when your defense is playing the way it's playing, put the ball in the defense hands. They could not stop Chris Jones. For the third quarter, Houston Texans had minus 17 yards for the entire quarter.
And the offense couldn't do it. And
I
the
mean,
offense couldn't move the ball. It, again, I don't know if this game is more about the Texans how good their defense is, or if we're really seeing the end of a dynasty. I think we're starting to,
I believe it might be a combination of both.
because this Chiefs team is really they they'll be lucky if they make the playoffs. Okay, they'll be very very lucky if they
They're
do
going
make
to
it.
have to win outright and have help.
Yeah, and launch has to happen because they hold no tiebreakers right now. They hold,
None.
and they're playing the Chargers this week. Travis Kelce had one catch for 8 yards, by the way.
And like what, four
On
drops?
Yeah, on 5 targets. Um, Again, I really think we're witnessing a end of or the start of the end of the franchise, or not franchise, but a dynasty there in Kansas City. It was a good run, but someone new in the AFC is going to be taking over this year. And if I'm Josh Allen, I would be on my best. I would be trying to play my absolute best to win a championship now. He has one of the easiest paths. He probably won't have Lamar in there, Joe Burrow in there, Patrick Mahomes in there. Everyone that keeps beating him. I mean, he can never beat Patrick, and Patrick probably won't be in the playoffs. So, Josh
Exactly.
Allen, if you are such an MVP, here's your chance. Here's your chance. And the final game that happened this week was a turnover fest. What's funny is that the two previous Super Bowl quarterbacks that we had last year combined for 8 turnovers. Jalen Hurts went 20 for 40, 240, 4 interceptions and a fumble. He had an interception and a fumble on the same play.
How the fuck?
He threw the interception. They started returning it. It got fumbled. Hurts picked it
Oh,
up.
I remember
Hurts,
seeing that.
yep, Hurts picked it back up and then got it knocked out and he fumbled. Saquon had 122 rushing yards and touchdown. A.J. Brown had 100 receiving yards. Dallas Goedert 78 receiving yards. Justin Herbert, motherfucker, is he a tough guy. He played the game with a broken hand pretty much. He got surgery last Monday on his hand with fucking plates, rods, tape job, bandage all over his hand. He was getting beat up by that Eagles defense, but still found a way to win the game. 12 for 26, 139, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, also 66 rush yards and a fumble. Marion Hampton, the rookie running back, 13 carries for 56 yards, 2 receptions for 11 yards and touchdown. This is his first game since week 5 after spraining his ankle. They were still running their backup running back, Kamani Vidal, pretty well. 14 carries for 44 yards and 1 touchdown for 60 yards. And Keenan Allen was their leading receiver for 3 receptions for 22 yards. Eagles. Your team is fucked. There's really no nice way to say about that.
Nope.
It's bad. Hurts. What I say about Hurts, I don't think he's that good.
I don't think so either.
He gets. Yes, he did. Did he play well in Super Bowl last year? Absolutely. I don't give a fuck. I do not think he's that good of a quarterback. I don't. This game says it all. Like I said, 20 for 40, 240, 4 interceptions and a fumble. Almost like with the Chiefs game. Your defense was giving you opportunities. After opportunity, after opportunity, after opportunity. And you just kept turning it back over. If you want to say, oh, Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator, sucks, that's also true. But Patullo is not out there throwing 4 interceptions and fumbling the ball out there. He's not the one turning the ball over. He's not the one playing like shit. Is this offense very predictable? Absolutely.
Yes.
They run the ball on first down every fucking time, and the defense knows. And then you're starting off 2nd and 11, 2nd and 9, but behind the sticks, which then screws up the entire rest of the offense. They keep playing like this, they have no shot at doing anything in the playoffs. That defense is really, really good. They can't keep carrying them though. This offense needs to step it up. Needs to. And with how they're playing this year, I don't see it happen. I'm saying it just like it was a few years ago when they were like 10-1, and then they absolutely collapsed. I have that same feel about this team. They're they're just playing atrocious right now on offense. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, it's just I don't even know what to say because they're just that's the type of team that with all the talent they have on both sides of the ball, they should not be struggling the way they're struggling. Your play calling is so blatantly obvious on offense. Like there's no form of imagination whatsoever. And like your biggest claim to fame is that stupid push tush. So I mean, your offense is stagnant. You've got players that's complaining about it. I mean, we basically spent the whole entire season listening to AJ Brown bitch about it.
Honestly, I don't blame them. I normally hate when people complain, uh, but his is reasonable.
Jalen Hurts is he's basically your typical Alabama quarterback. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the defense only could carry them so far. After a while, they're not gonna be able to do it. I don't see this team going very far in the playoffs at all.
I don't either. And the thing is, what's funny? The Cowboys could still catch them, but the Eagles are lucky as dog shit because guess what? They played the Raiders, the Commanders twice, and I think they played the Bills. So they'll win 3 or 4.
Yeah,
So they got the easiest schedule that they could have gotten or could have received. Whereas the Cowboys, I think, play the Vikings. The Vikings, it's a winnable 4 games for the Cowboys. It's a winnable 4. Um,
hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
okay. Oh, I got it. The
They got the
Vikings,
Vikings,
Chargers.
Commanders,
Yeah.
the Giants, and the Raiders.
Oh yeah, that's the Eagles. No, wait, no, that's the fuck. Yeah, the Cowboys schedule: Vikings, Chargers, Washington, then Dallas, or then the Giants. Yeah, and the Eagles is Vegas, Commanders. So they should win, I think, 3 or 4.
And believe it or not, the Giants game they really can't count.
Nope. Yeah, so we'll see with that. If the Eagles even make it, we'll see. Um, all right. I just want to kind of go over last week to see if there's really anything that I want to talk about. We could talk about. Patriots beat the Giants handily. Yeah, we don't even need to. I'm just telling you, Tony. Just you need to call up Jackson Dart yourself and talk to him. Be like, listen, buddy, you look like you want to just Looks like you don't even want to like live out there. Could you please take care of yourself? Oh my God, he
Yeah,
got lit
that
up,
hit was ridiculous.
bro. He got hit more than one time, very very hard. It's like he doesn't even care about his own body, and then he goes in and says, "I'm a tough player." Yes, you are, but you gotta take care of yourself. We don't need another Tua situation, okay? Please, please, God, we do. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but we don't need that. The Commanders and the Broncos. Broncos just barely beat the Commanders last Sunday. Again, the Steelers Bills game. The Rams lost to the Panthers last week. Panthers are such a weird team. They're so fucking weird. Um,
I agree.
Colts last week lost to the Texans 20-16. Eagles last week lost to the Bears. Hurts 1934, 232 touchdowns, another interception, and a fumble. Um, and the Bengals beat the Ravens on Thanksgiving 34 32-14. Cowboys beat the Chiefs. That was a great game, and the Packers beat the Lions last week. So no, really, really nothing because it's old news. Everyone knows about what happened in those games anyway. So we can go to our pick'ems.
Yeah, last week was a shitty week for me.
Yeah, mine too. I went 8-6, I think.
So did I.
That was just it was bad. It was really 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 just not a great week. But we all did bad, so it's okay. Uh,
Bounce back
we
week.
all, yep, yeah, we all picked the Broncos, Bills, Ravens, Jags, Rams, and Dolphins. We all got those games right and wrong respectively. Me and Frank picked the Chiefs. You picked the Texans. Look at you. Your boy CJ Stroud pulled it off for you. Um, uh, what the fuck? All right. And then the Seahawks, Lions, Bucks. We all picked them right and wrong respectively. Me and Frank picked the Vikings. You picked the Commanders. We all picked the Eagles and the Browns. Got those wrong. And he picked the Packers. You picked the Bears.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked the Commanders over the Vikings.
Uh, Jane Daniels coming back. I don't know, but yeah, this week very tough week, very interesting week. Falcons Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks at home. Are you contemplating or did you just pick Bucks?
I was contemplating because they lost last week to the Saints.
Yeah, this Bucks team's on a downward spiral, but the Falcons have Kirk Cousins, so
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
the Browns and Bears. I'm going with the Bears.
Bears.
I talked so good about them. Ravens and Bengals. I picked the Bengals. I really need the Bengals to win this game.
I'm going with the Ravens.
Chargers Bills. I'm going with the Chargers.
I mean Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean Chargers Chiefs. I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Bills
Go.
Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots
Yeah,
at home.
Patriots.
Commanders and Giants. I'm going with your Giants. I think this is my first time all year I'm picking your Giants.
Holy shit.
It might be. I might have to go back and look. I don't know what other week I would have went and chosen them. But Raiders Eagles, as bad as the Eagles are, I don't see the Raiders beating them. So I'll
Agreed.
I'll pick the Eagles. Uh,
Jaguars.
J- yeah, Jets, Jags, Cardinals, Texans. I'm going with the Texans.
Yep.
Packers, Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos at home because again, I don't trust Jordan Love against a good defense.
Yeah. Broncos.
Lions, Rams. This game should be really fun, but I'm going
I
with the
gotta go with
Rams.
the Rams. I don't have the faith in the Lions this year.
I don't either. And the Rams defense is really, really good, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game anyway. Panthers and Saints. I'm going with the Panthers. They are such a weird team. They are coming off a bye, but they've also already lost to the Saints, and I don't see them losing to them again.
Yeah.
Um,
Niners.
Titans nine, yeah, Titans Niners, Colts 44-year-old Philip Rivers, and the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I'm going with Seahawks. Vikings Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys,
Cowboys.
and the Dolphins and Steelers. I'm going with the
Or the Steelers.
Steelers. 45 points is what I did on that one.
I did 48.
And I wish I could see just by team what I've gotten wrong and right this year. Like if I picked them. Yeah, I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them against Washington week 1. I didn't pick them against the fucking Cowboys in week 2. Yeah, didn't pick them against the Chiefs week 3. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you picked them at all. I think this is the first time.
Yeah, I didn't pick them against the Chargers. I did. I picked them against the Saints, and they lost. Of course. I picked them against the Saints, and they lose.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
when
then
we had those 5 turnovers.
I picked them. Oh my god! And then I picked the Eagles against them, and I fucking got that one wrong too. 2 weeks in a row. The fucking Giants know how to fuck me over. Oh my god! All right, picked them against the. Oh my god! And then that game they almost beat the Broncos. I picked against them, which they should have beaten the fucking Broncos, but you don't need to relive what the fuck happened in that game.
Nope.
Where the fuck were this one? Fuck. Oh yeah, picked the Eagles against them. Fucking they got. Yeah, so I've only picked them once so far, and it was against the easiest team they played all year, and they lost.
Yeah, that was Jackson Dart's second start.
Uh huh. Yeah, but yeah, they played the Niners. I definitely didn't. I didn't pick them. Yeah, well, they played the Bears, which they should have won that game too.
Yep.
The Packers, they lost by 7.
They should have won that one, too.
Mm-hmm. The Lions game. Oh, I should have won that one too.
Yep.
Look at that. Yeah, I did. This is my second time picking them all year. That's funny. That is funny. Oh, screw your Giants, man. I can always get them wrong anyway. Or I never pick them. All right, you got anything else
No, I don't got anything else.
other than our sponsors? Our sponsors, we haven't been dropped yet.
Which is a shocker.
Yeah, I know.
You want to do sponsors today?
Yeah, we got our good friends over there at Doobie or Dubby, however you want to pronounce it. No matter what you want to pronounce it, you can't deny they have some good energy stuff. Tony, you can speak to that. I unfortunately
Yes.
can't. but I have smelt it, and it smells really goddamn good.
Have
And
your
if I
sister
still
tried it
have that,
yet?
what? No,
Have your
she
sister?
didn't. No, but I need to have her try it. It smells really good. And our good friends over at Doobie are coming out with new flavors. I get emails about that all the time. So go over to the website at doobie.com. And if you do pick anything up, put in our promo code Drop Zone for 10% or 15, Tony?
10%.
10% off your order. And our catchphrase here is, "Who doesn't love to save money?" Because I know I do. So
Oh yeah.
and again, go over there. Uh, see what they got. They got these shakers. They're the cups. I got mine. Um, Tony, again, you've tried their products. And you, yep.
Yep, I got mine.
And you can say that they are really good. They're for a lot of gamers, but again, for anybody who is staying up for a long period of time, those at a increment level and you don't take too much of them are definitely a very good thing. If you are using that stuff and you're very sensitive to that, stay safe while using it, please. But yeah,
Yeah,
go
make sure you
there
consult your
and check them out.
physicians.
Yes, just be careful with it. Uh, but go over there and check them out. Um, and then our store, our zonelitewear.com. We still have that up and running. Tony, he's getting lazy here and he's not making any new products. But no, I'm only kidding. Maybe as you guys know, me and Tony are kind of both in the retail market as far as our jobs go, and with the holidays around,
Don't
uh,
have time.
it has been so busy recently. But yeah, we still have that up and running, so go over there and give it a check. Again, zonelitewear.com, and any order over $35 pre-tax, you could put in our promo code DROPZONE for 15% off your order on that. All right, I think I nailed that. That was not too bad. Um,
Perfect.
and again, if you're on Facebook, make sure to follow our group page, the Drop Zone Podcast. If you're watching on my profile, just type that in, or you could see in my tag post that Tony he'll post me in the Drop Zone. You could just click it right on there. But if you're on YouTube, again, make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. We appreciated Jay coming around for a
It
little
was good
bit.
seeing him for a little bit. After
Yeah,
like
uh,
almost 2 months, I'm not.
yeah, no, it was a good welcome sight. He hasn't done anything on his channel, but once he does again, uh, just you know, if you're watching, go over and visit the network. Just hit a subscribe over there. Watch a few of his videos. He's a great guy with a lot of football knowledge. So he's mainly a Colts content creator, but he talks a lot about other teams as well, and he talks a lot about football. So if you like football talk like this, definitely go over there and check Jason out. He's helped us here at the Drop Zone podcast a lot in times where we need him to fill in for us. He was a special guest one time, so just make sure to go over there and check it out. But again, over here, make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. Yeah, just comment maybe any ideas. Maybe you'd want us to do something different on the podcast, and we will look and see and look into it.
Yep. I mean, especially with the new year coming up. We always like to go big with, especially with the new year, come out with new stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, if there's something you could think of, just drop one of us a line.
Yeah. Again, I know I do the same thing every week. I type everything up, I type all the games up, and I go over them. But if there's something that somebody wants me to try and do differently, or a topic, because again, we are big into basketball, that'll be ramping up very, very soon. Our basketball talk. So if there's any topics that people want us to talk about, they can just drop a comment or say it in the Drop Zone podcast page on Facebook.
Well, I don't have anything else, bud. Do you?
No, I'm good. I'm all right.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week.
Yep. Thanks for watching.